Hey there, welcome to day 99 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. I meant to record this one yesterday, but I actually passed out like right when I was about to record. So we didn't have a video yesterday, but I'm going to get it in today. We're currently at 1226 Elo after a win in our last game. And let's go ahead and jump into a new 15-minute rapid. Okay. Up against a 1094, and we got white. Gonna play our London system. Here we get the knight out. I'm gonna connect here. If he goes for the knight here, oh, interesting. I think a lot of times I've just been playing c4 like pretty frequently lately against a lot of stuff, like especially if they bring both knights out or if they bring this bishop out. This is kind of weird. I think I'm just gonna play c4 anyway. People normally have more trouble because they're not as used to c4 in the London, so they typically have a little more trouble playing against it, from what I've noticed. Okay, and he gives us the copycat bishop setup, which is when we would play c4 anyway. Let's go ahead and just bring this knight out. Put some pressure on the pawn. And probably support it with one of these two. Okay, I can immediately go here and attack the pawn. Queen normally can come out here, but because he pushed both these pawns, he actually can't block with the queen, so he's going to need to defend this pawn some other way. Probably needs to just push it, but a lot of times that can be weakening. We'll have to think about exactly how we want to take advantage of it, though. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go here and immediately put the pressure on. See what he goes for. Is there anything else to defend it? I guess just the queen coming over to one of these squares? No, he can't go here because the bishop watches. He can go here. Okay, no, he chooses to push, which is kind of what I thought he would probably go for. So we have 3 attackers here, but one of his defenders is a pawn, so I would lose my knight if I go take, 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 take. Then I would have check. And I would almost be able to win this bishop through a fork, but not quite because the pawn here is going to block that. Is there a way to get rid of the pawn first and then go for this? I don't think there is. I could go here, but is he really going to take it with the pawn? If he did take it with the pawn, it might work, but that doesn't seem like he would probably go for that. So, let's see, do I want to just take this? Oh, I forgot I also have the bishop looking as well, so I could go take. He takes. Okay, take with the bishop. He takes. Take. And we're threatening this fork. I almost want to just go for that and sacrifice something. He is able to block the check. Okay, let's just take first and then figure out if we want to take again. I also have 2 attackers on this pawn. It is defended twice for now. Okay, is there a reason to take here? Or to take here? We either end up with the knight on this square or the bishop on this square with check. He could block with multiple things. I think ending up with the knight is actually much better. Or we end up with the queen here. I think ending up with the knight, and then does he have a way to prevent the fork? He has the queen defending. He can't move the rook down, or I can just take it. He can't defend with the knight here because it's blocked by the pawn. He can't defend with this knight, so I might be able to just get the fork actually. Okay, let's just try it and see what happens. I mean, at least we get 2 pawns anyway. I guess it's a little bit risky if it doesn't end up working. And then I could go check, but then he goes back, and then I don't think I have anything. Let's go here. Oh wait, he does have check actually. He goes check here. Here, check there. This is guarded. But I would need to get my king safe. Maybe I should just push here. And then whatever he takes with. If he takes with the bishop, he's threatening this though. Okay, so I'm not sure if this idea quite works because I think that this check is an issue and I didn't see that before. I might just take with the queen with check anyway. And see what we can do. Instead of taking with the knight. Because, yeah, if he goes there... I mean, I could block with the queen, but then he could just take the knight, so no. I can move the king. We're still threatening this. Alright, I'm just going to take... I can't decide, because... I really want to get the fork, because that's kind of why I sacrificed material. Check. Take. Or... Take, check. Don't have any way to block. That works. So I think I just have to move to one of these squares. And does he have anything else after that? I'm still threatening the fork. Okay, let's try it. I think it might be able to work if I just move. But it's pretty risky, I think. Which square do I want to go to? Kind of wish I didn't have this pawn here. Yeah, okay, he goes ahead and plays that. So do I want to go to this square? He has that check. Also, the knight coming in here could be threatening. On here. I think here. Because then if the knight comes in, he's not threatening like a mate here or something. He's not threatening much. Okay. Let's try. I think I'm playing a lot riskier today. And we'll see if that pays off or not. Because normally I would play probably a bit safer moves. Oh wait, he does have... No, he doesn't have this check. Because then I take and I'm still guarding that. And I can block with the knight. If he was here, he'd be threatening that. But I would go here first. Then if he moves and I take, then he does play that. Okay, yeah, he goes for that. Probably go rook here to cover that. He'd be able to take this. Then I could go take the queen, he takes. No, because then I don't have the fork. Definitely cannot allow this to be a thing. Rook here. Or no, not there. Rook here. Prevent this. Oh wait, I can also just take the pawn. Then if he goes check. Oh, then we're threatening that. And we're threatening the bishop. Okay, I think maybe taking the pawn is good. If he goes check though, still might have some trouble. I have to go up. Okay, I'm gonna try this. And it might be dangerous if he checks, so we're just playing dangerous for now. Threatening this. Threatening this. He's threatening that. I would come up. Then the knight's under attack again. Oh no, it is guarded by the queen. Okay, so he goes there. So where can he go after? Does he have a check with the queen? I don't think so. He has that check, but I would push, I think. Or block with the knight. I'm definitely not going to go here where he has a discovered attack. So I think I have to go here. Okay, so I'm still threatening multiple things. Bishop moves to attack the queen. The bishop is guarded. But now I can still go here. King moves, I take the queen. Rook takes back. Then I take the knight. And then there might be some kind of way to also get something else. Like this knight. Because this knight will be hanging, I think. Okay, so I think it works. Let's try. I mean, he could also take the knight here. If he takes the knight here, then I take the bishop. He takes here. Actually, maybe that works. No, but I think I can win this knight at the end, probably. Okay, let's just try this either way. I think it's the way to go. I normally try to avoid positions like this, but we're giving it a try. Okay, yeah, so he does take that. Wait, I could... Is there anything else I could do? Could also take here. And then if take, then I take. So I could take the rook first, or I could take here, take, then take. And yeah, I gotta think through this stuff. Take. Take. Okay, I can take the knight at least. So I'm still winning either way. I just can't decide if there's... I just can't decide if it's better to go ahead and take the rook first. So rook takes. He could move the queen, but I think he would probably just take my queen, and then I would take his queen, so then I win the rook. And then the knight's still under threat. I think it's better with rook takes. I'm slightly scared of what might happen if there's something I missed. Let's try. Okay, rook takes, or queen takes rook. Then we take the queen. Then we're still threatening this knight. It's not protected. Oh, I actually missed that. So that that definitely changes it a little bit. So he's going to take that rook. I can take, he can take, I can take. We're still going to be okay. Yeah, we're still going to be up after a crazy kind of position there. We're at +2. And is there any way to trap the bishop? I don't think so. I mean, I can move the knight and attack it, but it can just move, so probably just go ahead and do that. I could also try to immediately get the rook here to create some pressure and some pins, maybe. His bishop can come out with check here. I'd need to move. Alright, let's just move the knight. And just get it more active. First. And he has both bishops and I have a bishop and a knight. But I'm up 2 pawns. We both have a rook. Okay, I'm fine trading this if he wants to do that. Let's probably go ahead and go here. If he checks here, I'll just drop back, I think. Like, or drop, I guess come forward with the king. Could go here to just prevent that right away. Because then he doesn't have a great square. I mean, he could attack this pawn, but not, could always just push it. Okay, I think I like this, just going for the the threat of getting the rook back here first. Gives the check. Going to just come here. The light square bishop can take and I'll take back. The dark square bishop can't really do anything, I don't think. And now we're actually threatening, okay, no, we're not threatening to win the rook anymore through that skewer because he protected it. Let's, can't go here. Yeah, I think we don't want to, there's no way to try to guard the bishop. Let's just bring it back. Probably to here. If he pushes that, we can always move it again. Or maybe just right here. That seems fine. And then I think I'll try to kick this bishop back. My king is pretty active, and we are basically in an endgame here, so I'm down to just trade, and I have the 2 passed pawns, so I'm just gonna... Maybe I should just try to get the rook right behind that and try to push those immediately. Okay, this is pinned. I guess maybe he wants to push here. If he pushes here, though, I can still just take, so... Right, let's push the pawn here first. And then we should try to, if he doesn't trade the knight, we should try to get it more active. Maybe come this way. But the main objective is just going to be to push these 2 pawns. Because he does not have any passed pawns. And I do. And the more trades, the better. Okay, we're going to get another tempo on him. Here. And I can go here. And if he takes here, this is guarded plenty of times. So I don't think there's any kind of idea here. I think if I go here, I can force the bishop trade. Because I'm threatening the rook. He doesn't have any checks except for that, which I would just take. So yeah, let's try going here. Or that check, but once again, we just take. Okay. Get that. And probably go ahead and move our knight. Get it a little more active, and then maybe use the knight, the king, and the rook here to get these pawns pushed. Or do I simply push them first? If he attacks one with the rook, I can push the other. Let's get the knight over here first. Now he just has the light square bishop, so I should try to stay on dark squares as much as I can. Okay, I can take back if he takes here. I can take again, so I don't think that's too much of a threat. Let's just push. Should I just push this one first? Push. Attacks that. This is guarded. I can push this one. They're both guarded by the knight. Okay, let's push that. Still staying on the dark squares as much as I can. Okay, his king's coming in. He doesn't have that check. Let's push again. That's a dark square if he tries to attack. Maybe I should bring the king up first. He still can't come here because I can take with the knight. King up first just to make sure the pawns always have the king close by to support them. And we'll be a lot quicker to push our pawns than he will be with our pawns blocking over here. Okay. King up. And we want to just push. Also, that pawn was free, but I don't think it matters too much. Because I'm more focused on just pushing my pawns. Push this one. Watching all these squares. I can push again. Can't quite threaten to promote yet. I might drop the rook back and get behind this one. And then he can block. And then I can start pushing the other pawn. Okay, he guards it right away. Can't guard it with the pawn, so yeah, we need to not guard it with the rook, we need to guard it with the king. Still, he doesn't have this check. Can also just guard it here. Probably is better. Although if I guard it here, I guard both pawns. Okay, so let's guard it here. To guard both pawns. In case he attacks the other one. Okay, I guess he didn't realize that the knight still was just watching that. Okay, yeah, he resigns. Okay, we're almost at a new high. We got 5 rating points from that. He was a good amount of rating below me, so I didn't gain the normal like 8 or more sometimes if you're against someone that's higher. But we still got 5, so we're almost at a new high, 1231. And that was an interesting game. I definitely played it different than I normally would. I was playing it a little bit more aggressively and riskier. And we had some pretty crazy sequences going on in there. It says I did have a blunder, actually. I'm not sure where the blunder was. That whole sequence with all the different trades in the middle with the queens and all that might have been where I blundered because it's really hard for me to keep track of that many threats. But apparently I actually had pretty good accuracy, 82.5. He had 72.8. A lot of times when I get in positions like the one we were just in, I end up with really low accuracy. So I guess I'm happy with the 82 for that kind of position. When I play safer and keep it a little more closed off, I normally get like 80, somewhere in the 80 to 85 accuracy. And when it's more opened, I tend to get like 70, sometimes even in the 60s. Okay, so yeah, this was all good. That was best to threaten the pawn. Didn't like the taking here. I mean, I didn't know for sure if this would lead to anything. I knew it was risky, but I figured that we can create enough pressure, enough threats by sacking for the 2 pawns and doing something. I thought it would be the knight coming in right away, but at first I didn't realize he had this check. And that's why I tend to play the safer moves, because there's always that one move that you miss. It's like a check or something that totally changes it when you try risky stuff like this. So yeah, that was the blunder. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That was the blunder because I didn't have any great follow-up, probably specifically because of this check. If he didn't have the check, I might have been able to force the fork to work out, but the check totally changed it. Going over to that f1 was best. That was a mistake. Okay, taking this pawn was good. I like this because of how many threats we were creating, the threat of the fork and all that, but I was scared of the knight coming in here because then he's threatening check here with the queen over nearby, and that can get really nasty sometimes. So yeah, he goes for the check. That's really surprising. It actually wanted me to go on the square that would allow another discovered check. I mean, there's no way I was going to play that unless I saw something really dangerous on this white square here. I mean, if he checked here, I could push, so I wasn't worried about that, really. What does it say? You must have a better way to evade check from the opposing knight. You allow the opponent to win at tempo by threatening a queen. Let's see the moves that it wants. Oh no, it's showing me the correct move. It's not showing me the follow-up for this move though. Okay, that was best. Yeah, he threatens the queen. It actually, okay, this was excellent. It was still good, but it preferred the queen getting out of trouble first before throwing the knight over here. In fact, black is winning here. I mean, he is, no, he's not up material anymore, right? Yeah, so it's equal material, but black is winning. Oh, it was worse to take the rook? It wanted me to take the bishop. I don't even think I was considering taking the bishop. Because I thought if I take that, then the knight gets out of trouble. I guess I can take. Knight takes back. I take here. But then I'm not threatening this knight anymore, which was part of the appeal, was that I figured I would be able to win this knight at the end of the sequence. So let's go ahead and see what I was supposed to do here. If I played it correctly. I want to see what sequence it shows. Okay, let's just look at the arrows. So take, take. I take. Why does this end up being better? Black's still winning here. Really? So I thought this exchange favored me no matter what. What? So he messed up. Oh, he messed up by not... Oh, that would have been really bad if he checked me there. And I didn't see that. So that's why I normally avoid positions like this, because I miss stuff like that. So if he came down and checked, his queen's not in danger anymore. I can still take this, but then he can take the queen, and I guess I can take the knight. And I guess let me see. No, it's -5. So yeah, no, I'm not okay in that position. So taking the rook was really a big mistake because I missed this check. Yeah. All right, this could have been really bad. I'm glad he didn't see that. And this just makes me probably want to stick to avoiding these kind of positions for now until I get better at seeing this kind of stuff, or just the amount of moves. It's really just the sheer number of different threats and moves going on. It gets so hard to keep track of. And then I did also miss that he can take that at the end, although apparently that was a mistake for him, because he takes a rook and then I take 2 pieces, so it preferred him just getting out of that. So now after the exchange that actually happened, just because he missed that one check, which I didn't see, and I got lucky that he didn't see, I'm up plus 2.72 on the eval. And then pretty straightforward here. I have the pass pawns. I felt pretty confident that we were going to be good, especially after we got this trade that was good as well. Oh, interesting. It actually wanted him to pin the bishop. Pin the bishop, but the rook is still guarded, so it's not really pinned, so I can still take. Oh, then he takes. Oh, and that's with check, so I have to take back. Then he takes. So then it's 2 pieces for the rook again. And then I just end up with the bishop and the 2 pass pawns. Yeah, it says I have a really big advantage, but rooks always feel so powerful in endgames that I would still be... I think I would probably be able to convert this to a win, but I think it might be a little bit tricky. The engine doesn't think it's tricky, but I think for me it might be a little bit tricky. I mean, we can just push the pawns. If we can get the king up behind the pawns, then it would be fine, I think. But as long as the king is not right with the pawns, then the rook is kind of intimidating to go up against versus just a bishop. So that's not what we got. He did not pin. Instead, we did get the trade. And then he pushed that pawn, but it wasn't really threatening anything because it was guarded twice. We just take back, walk the king over. Pushing the pawns is the best move. And then he just missed that the knight covers the square, which I was paying attention to for a while because I didn't really want to be checked from behind like that. And he missed that. He blundered, and then he went ahead and resigned. So yeah, I don't think there was too much to that game except for that really crazy sequence in the middle where I totally missed this check that would have put me in a losing position. And yeah, we played it a little bit risky, and I think we got lucky, and it paid off. And we're almost at a new high elo. So this has been a little bit of a shorter one, it looks like. But yeah, we made it to 1231. This has been day 99. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on day 100.